Here's your host, Clay Nelson.
Hey, hi, this is Clay Nelson, your Clay Nelson Life Balance Hour on KZSB AM 1290 in Santa Barbara. And remember last week's show? It was all about, I gave you the 10 secrets of success, so I'm going to go through the 10 of those during the show today. Today's show is all about teaching. Now, why do you think we would have a show about teaching? Teaching what? Most people think teaching is about go to school or go on a job and learn something new and somebody teaches you or whatever. But know this, if you're breathing on the planet and you have something to say and you're out dealing on the planet, everybody's watching you. So, you know, you have to get really squared away around what are you really teaching people? What are you teaching people when you go off on somebody else in front of a bunch of people? What are you teaching people when you spank your kids because you're frustrated? What are you teaching people when you yell instead of modulate? What are you teaching people? Do you wonder how I know about that one, huh, Susan? What are you teaching people that watch you with your arms flailing and you're just out of control? Or have you ever noticed how sometimes the mad you get far exceeds the circumstance and you just go off on somebody? What are you teaching people about who you are then? So, you know, the 10 secrets of success, how you think is everything. All right? Decide upon your true dreams and goals and go get them. Take action, never stop learning, be persistent, work hard, learn and analyze the details, focus on your time and your money. Don't be afraid to innovate and to be different. Deal and communicate with people effectively and be honest and dependable. Take on the responsibility necessary to get where you want to go and show others how to get where they want to go. That's teaching. Okay, you got it? So it's all about teaching, not only in who we are, who we be, what we say, how we interact, how we forgive, how visible we are, what we do with visibility, how much fun we have around it, all right? We can even teach people to be quiet and listen. A lot of power comes from being quiet and listening. You want to learn about somebody? You want to learn about how they interact? Stop talking at them and listen to them. Think about that. And while you're listening, what do you think you're teaching the person that's listening? But that's speaking. You understand? So every move you make, everything you do is some form of teaching to somebody that's watching. Or how about this? Everything you do and everything you're present to when you're doing it, guess who gets taught? You do. You want to find out what you know about something? Teach it. I learned that when I was in college, and they asked me, I was in third year calculus, and they asked me to go teach basic algebra. And I said, oh, yeah, I can go do that. I'll go help them. And I went down into the college, the tutor room, and it was a big, giant pit. And it had this row of chairs all around, like an audience that had that set up higher than where I was. And they had these boards that went up and down, so you could just talk like crazy and just write out all these formulas, do all kinds of things, and didn't have to be connected. They put a microphone on me and said, okay, go. And there's about 300 young people in the room. And I said, I'm supposed to teach algebra. So real quick, I found out what I really knew about algebra. And I learned it really fast right there in front of all those kids. And the truth is, I knew a lot about algebra, but I didn't know how to teach it. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to do it in sections. I didn't know how to do it additively. I didn't know how to be the question instead of the answer. I didn't know who I was supposed to be, and boy, did I learn about that real fast. And that one experience, ladies and gentlemen, has absolutely changed how I operate in the world. I'm a life coach. I'm a business coach. I teach people how to get healthy. I teach people how to forgive. I teach people all kinds of things out of having to learn myself and out of fear of forgetting it, so I teach it all the time. And then here's the kicker, is people don't listen for free, so I charge them. That's how I make a living. Duh. So learn that one. Okay? So teaching. What's it mean to really teach what you know? All right? You give to another your knowledge of something, either through words or actions. Either through words or actions, mostly yours. And it's that simple. And there's all sorts of teaching methods, all right? We're going to get into today all different types of methods to teach, what to do, what not to do, and so on. So when you teach, you not only grow people up around you, but you also grow yourself, okay? Now, I got several calls last week that taught me that I wasn't telling people enough how to get into the radio station. So, if you want to call in, and I suggest you do, if you're local in the area, in the local Central Coast area, you can call direct 564-1290. Or if you're long distance, you can call for free at 866-564-1290. Or if you don't want to use a telephone, you can send email to Clay at Media SB. That's media, Santa Barbara, mediasb.com, all right? Or, here's a new one. You can stream in. You can go to my website at claynelsonlifebalance.com, hit the radio show button, all right? And you can just follow Yellow Brick Road and go in that way. Or you can go in and type in www.claynelsonlifebalance.com/watch, WATCH. It'll take you right to the live stream of the radio show. And then you can watch me live on the show and watch me do what I do and have fun and get lost and be scared. Okay? You can watch me interact with people on the telephone. You can watch me interact with my wonderful producer, Jaron, who tells me, you dork. All right? Or you can sign in, and respectfully, that's really easy to do. You just give Diego, an ID or a ID and a password? All right? So you just put in your ID and your password. Once you do that once, you're in forever. And then you can send email. We can talk back and forth in email. So you can live stream and send email, ask me questions live right on the show. And Diego's over there on the computer. He hands me a note, and we just take it on. All right? So there's telephone, email, live stream email, or you could actually come by the studio and just tape a big note on the glass window on the outside, and I'll do it that way. So there's all kinds of ways to get involved in my shows. There's all kinds of ways to get involved in where we're going, what we're talking about. And quite frankly, there's all kinds of ways to ask for help that I can help you with. I've had a lot of people in the last, probably 6 weeks out of finally getting known after 70 some odd shows that like what we're doing, like what we talk about, like how I don't come from being a PhD professional. I come from having done everything wrong and had to learn and street savvy and, have something to say from experience, not from a book. And I don't claim to be right. I just claim to be unstoppable. And that's what everybody likes about it. So that's the way you do it. So again, 564-1290 local, long distance, 866-564-1290, or Clay at mediasb.com or claynelsonlifebalance.com /watch, WATCH, and do that way. So you can come on and play. I dare you. Now, I got to go to break. So you're listening to the Clay Nelson Life Balance Hour. Today's show is teaching, and I just got through teaching how you get on the teaching show. So get on in here. You're listening to Clay Nelson Life Balance on KZSB AM 1290. Get on back here. Let me teach you something.
Sticking out of her body, she would look like a poker